So, I am ready for the battle with because for them they can't easily trade among themselves because they are producing similar. Now, if you hear a Muganda talking Fengabakanda, I know he's an enemy of Uganda. So, I am ready for the battle with the enemies of Africa. Because for them they can't easily trade among themselves because they are producing similar products. Now, if you hear a Muganda talking Fengabakanda, you know he's an enemy of Baganda. So, I am ready for the battle with the enemies of Africa. Because for them they can't easily trade among themselves because they are producing similar products. Now, if you hear a Muganda talking Fengabakanda, you know he's an enemy of Baganda. So, I am ready for the battle with the enemies of Africa. Because for them they can't easily trade among themselves because they are producing similar products. Now, if you hear a Muganda talking Fengabakanda, you know he's an enemy of Baganda. So,
now here we claim, the guy claims that during his counterpart's time, there was tribalism. But if we look at his current regime, isn't this exactly what is happening? And he should be ashamed because he was a very big person holding a very, very important position in their regime. For him, he cannot do that. He's talking of tribalism, but when you check most of the offices, public offices, it's him. This guy indeed has been a liar the whole of his life. He has been using the method of lying. I remember by those times, there was no social media, there were no much medias like us were available. He used that advantage, blackmail, divide and rule. Well, man, you thought this is going to continue forever, but you're wrong. It's now technology time. Well, when it comes to your tribe, you were hiding your identity. You called yourself the Nyakole, but the fact is, you are Rwandi. And it wouldn't be a bad thing. But the worst part is acting like you're not one. And now that we all know that you've been milking all the resources of this country, sending it to your own country, do you think your lies are going to live forever? And what kind of relationship have you left between us and the Banyarwanda? It's only hatred. These are some of the massacres you're leaving behind. You're just a trouble causer, as you've mentioned in one of your videos here. You're a curse indeed.
I mean political analysis, because you see, for us we make a political analysis of what somebody says. What is the political?
You're not of value to people. And this is why those of Obote used to shout a lot. They knew exactly what you were worthy of. You're only a disaster.
I would be as proud as I am now when I'm not.
Your lies will be exposed far, far bigger than what you did against Amin.
It was very important.
But those people whom I am deceiving,
Just listen. Clearly he's saying for those people for whom he's deceiving.
and you call me a leader, I am an enemy.
Yeah, the guy is mentioning it clearly here, Ugandans. You call him a leader, but he's an enemy, and he's serious about this. He has mentioned it this long time for you people, and you don't give a fuck. Now, if you don't truly wake up, as he says, he's a curse to all of us. We will pay the price so heavily. It's very important to pay attention. Now, look, this is one of the examples. He has mentioned this guy here is an MP of Moroto. He is trying to fight for his people. The army, instead of protecting people, went along the street and arrested people randomly who are just on the street going anywhere, wherever they're supposed to go and look for ends to meet. Claimed that they are cattle rustlers. Collected a bunch of them and then took them to prison. Then you see, there's one thing that bothers me about these courts. RDC is from one tribe. The court leaders or the lawyers are from one tribe. Well, listen to the guy who is deciding the case about these people. Listen to his action. Is this, why didn't they use people from the same region to be the ones to decide this case? Are we trying to say there's no lawyer from Moroto? There are no educated people from Moroto? who can take positions of being a lawyer, who can take positions of being chief magistrate, who can take positions of being the RDCs, and all this. Now see, the guy is being put into prison because he was fighting for his people. So this is exactly what he mentioned. I am a Kisirani. You call me a lawyer, I mean a leader, but I am a curse. I'm an enemy for all of you. Check out this guy. Why isn't a real tribesman being put there to cut a case against these people? And why isn't that MOP, he's the MOP, the representative of these people? Why is his issue not put in action? You know? Another one for all of you. He says he's too proud of his achievements. Yes, you're right, sir, because you dedicated your life to fight for this. But you also knew that you're there for a position that is for people. People have been electing you. Leave that part of yours when you went to the bush. They didn't ask you to go to the bush.
I don't want anybody to see that
you did it at your own liking, and now see what you're paying people with. Later after that, people started electing you, and you're still saying, I am proud because, well, okay, you're proud because you've been bribing them, you've been bribing the media to speak wrong information, you've been
So he
covering the
says, I
truth,
don't give a fuck because there's no one who has helped me to achieve the wealth I have worked for. Yeah, that's why I can be proud as I am.
So, I am
Blackmail behaviors, you're ready for battle with enemies of state, enemies of Africa, but you are the enemy of the state, you're the enemy of this country, you're the enemy of Africa. It's you who is causing trouble everywhere. You've turned our army into machineries, fighting in Somalia. It's none of our business. Now Congo, where? To me, you are an enemy of the whole of Africa. With Uganda number one, you are a disaster to the whole of the continent.
Because if
there's nothing of value that you do for the countries, only causing trouble. Look what you're doing in Congo, South Sudan, Mozambique, Central African Republic. All this, you are the enemy. You talk of crushing our traditional leaders. Look, before the so-called Uganda, we have our own tribes or our own nations that we live in. Lugaras have their own nation, that is the Lugara community. The Watesos is the same. Baganda is the same. Banyakoli is the same. This nonsense of yours, if you're the enemies of Africa. If we trace backwards, you're one of the people who worked behind to make sure that was killed. And this was your very good friend who spent most of his time in this country.
And if you go
you're not ashamed of what you do.
You also get it.
People are being killed these days because of their tribes. You're just a curse indeed. And you come over on media so proudly and say that we shall crush them as we've done in the past. Well, you see, they say usually the same weapon that you use to kill others will be used against you. But what I want you Ugandans to do is one thing. If we do not approach these people right now, their proudness is going to cost us a lot of lives. And an example is one. Yes, he's proud, he's made himself money, but the way he's making money, one, our boys and girls are now being sold as slaves in Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Arab Emirates, by what so-called places. And if you look at history, it's the same group of people, the Arabs, who came and bought people, who took people from East Africa and other places of Africa back to prison, back to slavery. Mind you, other countries are sending their people there, but they are not slaves. It's only and only Uganda where we are slaves in those places. The government doesn't care about you. The so-called embassies which are there do not give a fuck whether you're dead or you're alive. They don't mind. The only thing they want to milk is milk the money from these contracts that are going on. And the funniest part is the contracts of the companies that are taking these people abroad are mainly owned by the same people of his tribe. Museveni, your tribe. No wonder the too much power these so-called NRM contestants do have is because of the statement you're mentioning here. You give them phone numbers, they make a call. So meaning you're encouraging them to do a lot of kavio, and then they at the end they have nothing to lose because you're the one encouraging them. Shame upon you, say. Now, like here, if I can translate this, he's saying that the group behind the support of Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu are hooligans and fools. And behind them are also the fools who are whites. I will finish their group and dismantle them without leaving them. I will dismantle them completely. For us, we shall work from underground. You people continue saying, yay, no, freedom fighter, what? I will finish you from the ground. You don't want to be called a servant. You don't want to serve the people, but you're still sticking on to power. Yet there are young people who would like to serve the nation, who are ready to do that for their country. Why are you persisting there? Leave the office. Let us become servants for our people. We are ready to do that. You see, when it comes to a nation, there's nothing like I'm fighting for my belief. And I now understand clearly the reason why you do not want any other political parties to fight against you. Your motives are only for your own good. You don't want to be a servant. Get out. Go enjoy your money. No one is speaking about that. Your proudness and the way you talk. You. Anyway, time will come.
So,
thank you for watching.
I am ready for the battle with the enemies of Africa. Because for them, they can't easily trade among themselves because they are producing similar products. Now, if you hear a Muganda talking, you know he's an enemy of Baganda.